Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome to the CanUK podcast, the podcast done by fans for fans of everything nerdy. I am your host, Lord X, and I welcome you to the show once again. Yes, we've been delayed, but time zones suck. That's all there is to it. Joining me this week, as you can tell by the laughter, it's Israel Pacheco.
Woo! Channeling my inner Ric Flair.
So how you doing this week, Nature Boy?
Pretty good. Had some road rage, the usual. Just like Ric Flair. That's messed up. No, yeah, everything's good, man. Everything's good.
Great to hear. And this week, for the big episode 70, we have quite the massive show because since we last recorded, a few things happened that were a little bit
Pretty
up
big.
there.
Pretty
Yeah.
fucking big.
And we're going to start this show off with trailer talk. And we've got two awesome trailers we're going to probably briefly go over, one maybe more so than the other. The first of which is the Daredevil Netflix series trailer. Now, I love this. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's weird how I caught this trailer. It was actually one of those pre-roll ads on some YouTube video I was watching. And, usually I skip those. But then when I realized what it was, I was like, oh, let me watch this. Let me check it out. So it does look pretty cool. I like with the tone that they're going for this show. I'm not too familiar with the Daredevil universe, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've heard, all the series that Netflix has put out so far have been high quality. I haven't had a chance to watch, Orange is the New Black or which is the Kevin Spacey one that he's on.
House of Cards.
Yeah, House of Cards. I haven't had a chance to watch that either. But as we'll get into later on in the show about Netflix in particular, their content seems to be pretty well regarded across the board. So I'm digging to see what they do with a comic book property.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks a lot more dark and gritty too compared to what we've seen in the Marvel universe so far.
Yeah, definitely compared to the other series that are on TV right now.
Mm-hmm. Especially that very last scene of him. You see him just getting up from the water and the blood pours out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty violent, but they could pull that off on Netflix. Mm-hmm. When you compare it to something like what CBS is, what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is
ABC.
on, right?
ABC.
Oh,
yep.
okay. CBS, ABC, 1, 2, 3, Don't Ray Me. All the same thing. No. But you get what I'm saying. Broadcast television versus a subscription-based service. Mm-hmm. They could pull off more things.
Yeah, they're allowed to go that extra mile. So Daredevil is looking incredibly fantastic. And next year we're going to be getting AKA Jessica Jones. Mm-hmm. So lots to look forward to in the realm of the Marvel Cinematic Universe when it comes to Netflix.
Yeah, do we happen to have some sort of timetable on when they're going to release the Daredevil series?
It's going to be April 10th, I believe.
Wow, really? That's soon.
Yep.
I thought it would be later on in the year, but that's cool. It gives me something to watch on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Basically, yeah, by the time, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will be back on, but yeah, you could... Friend was telling me this at work the other day. If you spread out the movies and you spread out Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter and the Netflix Daredevil show, you basically have something Marvel related to watch every single week of the year.
Yeah,
like
pretty
with
much.
No breaks in between anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, our next trailer is a game trailer, and for any JRPG fan like myself, this was Christmas Day when this trailer appeared. And of course, we're referring to the Persona 5 gameplay trailer. And holy sweet mother of Jesus, this game is looking sexy as fuck.
This looks really good. It looks like a mix, of course, of Persona 4 and Catherine. Mm-hmm. Like the art style looks very similar.
Yep.
to those previous games that Atlas has released before. And it definitely has me excited. I'm not a big JRPG fan, but this looks really cool, and especially since it's coming out on both PS3 and PS4,
Mhm.
which I think is a smart move
Yep.
for Atlas to do, because definitely prefer playing on the PS4 now that I have it, especially with that control scheme and the control itself.
Mm.
Um, it looks really cool. I like what the new changes to the battle system look like. I
Mhm.
like, the interface. I
Man, the
like,
menu system. Fuck. Like I
yeah,
have
it
not been
does
this
look nice.
excited for a menu system ever.
Yeah, it does look really nice and slick. I like the anime cutscenes. I like the vibe they're going for. It's not so much of a high school vibe. I'm not sure if they're going to go into maybe college or university. I
Mhm.
don't know the details on this game yet, or if Atlas has really outlined that yet.
No, I'm not sure
But
either.
it definitely doesn't look like it's high school based.
No.
It looks a little bit older, a little bit more mature.
Mhm.
So that definitely has me intrigued. Not saying that the high school's bad, because Persona 4 Golden, what I played of it was fantastic.
Mm.
But this is definitely up there in terms of most anticipated games of the year, and they did confirm that it's coming out this year, I believe, both in the West and in the East, which is why I really hadn't paid attention to this game much, to be honest. Because I always thought we were going to get, screwed and have to wait maybe 6 months to a year for the release of this. But it looks like maybe it's something Sony's really backing, and maybe they're really pushing for them to release it this year across all regions.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah. Hopefully we do see it at around December. You never know with delays and
It is going
whatnot.
to be a big fall, man, with
Oh yeah.
Uncharted and, oh man, Tomb Raider and
Disgaea.
this. This guy every 4 months. No, I'm just kidding. Um, yeah, it looks really cool. Definitely something to look forward to if you're a fan of PlayStation.
Mhm.
Because this is not coming out on Xbox One.
Nope.
Sure as hell not coming out on the Wii U. Where the hell is Shin Megami Tensei versus Fire Emblem or Crossfire Emblem, whatever the hell they were calling it?
Mhm.
I don't know what the hell's going on with that game, and that's a whole different conversation.
Yep. But yeah, everything about this trailer can get you hyped for the game. If you love Persona 4, do go watch this trailer because you will be happy. I can confirm that right now.
Yeah, it just looks like pure quality,
Yep.
honestly.
Yep.
It just looks quality, very high quality.
Mhm. And most importantly of all, there's a cat as a playable character. That Atlas basically just went and won the internet right
They
there.
won. They won.
Okay, we'll leave it at that for the trailer talk because we do have a lot more stuff to go through. And we're going to begin our news stories. And given the current situation of your lifestyle, I'm sure it's a good thing for you to start off with number one here.
Yeah, so I'll start off with our first news story of the week, and that is Nintendo's going to be releasing variant amiibos in both the gold and silver color scheme, which I don't know what to say about this. Because basically how we found out about this is that there was some sort of leaked documents that came out of Nintendo. If you're creating some sort of toy or action figure, you have to file certain paperwork in the U.S. To be able to do that, as far as I know. And that's basically where this information is coming from, that Nintendo filed this paperwork for this. As of right now, we don't know if these are going to be sold in store or if they're going to be retailer exclusive, online exclusive, Nintendo online store exclusive. Who knows? But what I think it's going to be, potentially Club Nintendo.
Mm.
The final reward, as Club Nintendo is closing this year, and I sure as hell better get these because I've been platinum every year that Club Nintendo has been around in the U.S.
Hmm.
So these seem like the golden platinum reward essentially for this year. I hope that's what it is, but it's gonna suck because if I'm platinum, I'll miss out on the gold, and the people who are gold miss out on the platinum. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be the shitty thing. Unless you
Yeah.
have two Club Nintendo accounts with enough
Yeah,
coins.
enough coins in each. That's a good idea, but at this point, I think you can't make a new one because they're pretty much done.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, the amiibo situation is getting really frustrating. Honestly, I've actually contemplated getting rid of all my amiibos, to be honest, because it's getting that ridiculous at this point. Like, I just find myself like, several times a day checking cheap ass gamers, seeing if the pre-orders are up for the next wave of figures. I've gone to GameStop and I've asked them, and they said, yeah, they haven't populated in our pre-order system yet. I've checked at work since I work retail. We don't know when we're getting those in. Um,
Hmm.
it's just getting frustrating. Like, honestly, it's no longer fun for me because it's just so frustrating that if you don't get in on these as soon as they go up, you're pretty much done for.
Yeah.
Or you have to pay a premium price or import them.
Hmm.
In the case of what I did, imported some from Play Asia. So I don't know. How do you feel about these, variant amiibos?
Yeah, kind of in the same boat with you, since, the normal ones are rare enough as it is, aside from a certain few, the usual Mario, Peach, Zelda is
Bowser,
pretty easy. Yeah, Bowser. I think they said Toon Link's going to be pretty available as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I went to EB today and I picked up one. They had like 7 hanging there on the shelf, so who
Mm-hmm.
knows. But yeah, it's getting really ridiculous. But the gold and silver ones, if they are Club Nintendo rewards, that's pretty cool. That's a nice way to do it, I think. If they wanted to do a rare exclusive one, it,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of gives back to the fans. People that have used and supported Club Nintendo for ages, like yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's getting pretty bad. For me, personally, I haven't gone all in with the amiibos. I've
Yeah.
only picked up the ones that I like, or if I've seen one, like in the case of Bowser or Toon Link, I'm like, oh, it does look really nice. I'll pick that up.
You haven't gone down the rabbit hole like I have. Like,
No.
it's bad. Like, it's really bad. Like, I'm running out of space in the top shelf that I have in my glass case
Hmm.
for amiibos. I'm pretty much full. Like, I had to like try to, move them around when I got Shulk the other day and make space for them.
Yeah. Right now, I think the only one that I really want to get out of Wave 3 is Ness and Pac-Man.
Hmm.
I want those two, just because Pac-Man
Yeah,
looks
and this
so...
is gonna be a pain in the ass to get. I already know. Like, they're gonna. I think in general that wave is probably gonna be pretty obscure
Hmm.
in terms of all the characters that are releasing, and then we'll see what goes down with those. If I'm gonna end up having to pre-order all of them
Hmm.
online, get the Japanese imports.
Yeah. Yeah, if it comes down to it, I may give in and get Ness that way, just because he is one of my favorite characters in the game, so...
Mm.
But, yeah, overall, I'm happy with the ones that I've gotten. I mean, I have Mega Man coming in the mail. He was one that I definitely wanted. Same thing with Shulk. I managed to get him. Extremely lucky, but I managed to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole amiibo situation is pretty crazy. Alright, well, let's keep moving on with our next story, and for this one we're going to head back to the days of the Commodore 64. Because somebody who has lain dormant now for several years, can't remember the last time he had a game, but he's coming back. And of course I am referring to Qbert. Qbert Rebooted is heading to PlayStation systems. That's right. Qbert is coming to the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation
You
Vita.
can hear the crickets.
Come on, Qbert's awesome. Fucking
Oh
loved
man.
playing his game on the Commodore 64 as a kid. I'm,
Oh
a-
man.
I'm actually genuinely excited for this. I will probably pick this up day one.
I'll wait till it's on PS Plus. Oh man.
But yeah, with the game you're going to get Classic Mode, which is the original Qbert game, and you will get the rebooted and retooled mode, which basically looks the exact same things except that it's hexagons instead of squares.
They really put effort into this one. I think, to be honest, I think this is the laziest like reboot that we've seen in a while. Like, man, they put no effort into this shit. Like, we've
And
seen some weird reboots, the Bionic Commando and his wife being his arm and all that crazy shit, but this is just, man, at least they tried with Bionic Commando. Jeez.
wait, what? Yeah, okay. Talk about that in a bit, but yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it's coming out February 17th, and if it's around that sweet $10 price point, I think that's going to be
It'll
pretty
be
good.
$25. Hubert rebooted $25.
If there was a physical copy, I'd definitely buy it for that. Alright, well, why don't we move along into our next story, and one of our two big stories for the week, even though this is just a rumor at the moment.
Yeah, it hasn't been confirmed, but essentially news broke a few days ago, specifically a Wall Street Journal, which is a very reputable source in terms of, news and media in general. They reported that Netflix is currently in development of, or developing, should I say, a live-action The Legend of Zelda series alongside with Nintendo.
Oh, what?
I'm Kelly. We got Beyond references this week since they're no longer around. But yeah, I have really mixed feelings about this. On one hand, I'm like, sweet, Netflix, which we were talking about earlier with Daredevil, which they've been, really well regarded with the properties that they've been handling so far, and the new series that they're showing on their subscription-based service. Um, on the other hand, how is Link gonna fit into all this? Because he is a character that does not talk, and you can't have a TV series with a character that's a mute. Um, honestly, that's just being
Come
honest.
on. The old Legend of Zelda TV series and the,
Excuse me, press. That's gonna be the intro to the show. Excuse me, princess. But supposedly what they're saying is gonna be some sort of Game of Thrones-esque series, but I don't know what fucking budget they're gonna be putting behind this.
well, it's Netflix. I mean, if they use a budget like they did for their Marco Polo series, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. And what has me intrigued is which timeline they're gonna decide to go to, because there's so much to choose from. Honestly, you could go with the original Legend of Zelda and just use the world of that. And since it has, the story, but it isn't as fully fleshed out as some later games, you could go Zelda 2, Link to the Past, Ocarina, Majora, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. I know I'm missing some Zeldas in between.
Yep. Maybe they'll go with Zelda 2.
That'd be funny if they did. But what's crazy, it's that it's a live action series. This is not some animated series, which you would think that would be easier to make, especially with these different characters in the Zelda universe. Like, it's specifically the enemies, like, how are they going to pull that off without
Yeah.
looking cheesy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really want to see a live action Goron. I really want to see that. That'd be great. A live action Tingle. Oh, that'll be
my
priceless.
Lord. Played by
But
Nicolas Cage.
played by Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider is Tingle in Legend of Zelda Netflix. But yeah, I've spoken enough about this. What do you think about this?
Like you, I have mixed feelings on this. Like, it has the potential to be really good. It's Netflix doing it, so they've put out quality after quality in terms of their own original series. I haven't watched House of Cards, but I know it gets a lot of praise by a lot of people, and I have watched Orange is the New Black, and I absolutely love that series, so... Yeah, I think it has great potential, but it's going to be weird, like you said, with the enemies and Link talking. Well, they call him Link.
Yeah, or are they going to do some sort of side story, or they're going to focus? Is Link, like you said, is he even going to be the focus? Is Zelda going to be the focus, or other characters going to be the focus?
hmm
Um,
So yeah, there's quite a bit that they could potentially do with
there,
this, but
I wonder how directly Nintendo's involved with this, because you
mm,
know how they are with their properties.
true.
I hope they're really hand in hand
Mm.
and involved with this and make sure they release quality product and we don't get another "excuse me, princess."
Or God forbid another Mario movie type situation.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe if this does well, we'll get the next Super Mario movie.
Call John Leguizamo again as Luigi. Uh,
Didn't he pass away?
no, it was the other guy,
Oh yeah,
Bob
Bob Hoskins.
Costas.
Hoskins.
Bob Costas. What the hell am I going to say? Yeah, Bob Hoskins. Um, yeah, it's really just a bunch of mixed emotions. Like on one hand, I would really like to see this, like just as a fan of gaming in general and as a fan of Zelda, somebody finally pull some gaming related adaptation off.
hmm
Um, this has been tried with other franchises. I don't think we've really spoken about that,
hmm
but of course with Mortal Kombat, they've had the live action movies. They've had the live action TV show in the 90s. They had the Mortal Kombat live action shorts that were on Machinima a few years ago. They did 2 seasons of those. Supposedly they were working on another Mortal Kombat movie. I don't know if that fell through or not. Halo has done it with Forward Onto Dawn.
hmm
And then the other feature, I forgot the one that was leading into Halo 5. So it's been mixed results. Some of those have been quality. The smaller scale stuff, we'll see. There's just a bunch of mixed emotions. Like I would really like to see them pull it off, but I don't know how cheesy something like Ganon would look in real life. I don't know. It's like when they try to do Dragon Ball.
Oh Jesus!
I never watched that movie actually because I just no.
Your
But
soul has been saved.
But it's something like that. Like, how could you pull it off and make it look realistic and make it look grounded? But if to be honest, out of all the Nintendo properties, this makes the most sense because Mario would be really trippy. It'd be like Alice in Wonderland. Donkey Kong would just be really goofy.
hmm
A bunch of giant apes and monkeys. What else they got? Star Fox.
Oh man, I'd love to see a live action Star Fox series.
Metroid could be the other franchise that it could benefit from like a live action adaptation. Honestly, that I think of Zelda and Metroid because those are the more grounded. Even if of course Zelda's fantasy, Metroid is sci-fi.
hmm
But when you look at everything else, F-Zero, that's too goofy and cartoony. Yeah, we'll see if this works out and if this is even true.
hmm
Um, we'll see.
Yep. And
Time will tell.
this isn't in the notes here, but person I follow on Twitter, Stealth, he posted out a few interesting things, and I'll use this as our next news story. Looks like Rayman could be coming to Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U.
Really?
Yes, I just sent you a video there. Might want to mute it before you watch it, but
Yeah.
it looks really convincing that Rayman might be in Smash Brothers.
I know there was a trophy with Rayman.
Yeah, but yeah, just watch this video. It looks really convincing.
Huh. DLC or Amiibo.
How
Huh.
how the hell would they do a Rayman amiibo? He has
Yeah,
no
'cause
arms or legs.
my gift to the world, they deserve to know. I did not record this footage. Let's see. That would be pretty cool. I really enjoyed Rayman, especially the more recent games.
Hmm.
They were really fantastic platformers. I think a lot of people missed them too, unfortunately.
Yep.
Um, Legends and Origins are fantastic. But yeah, that's pretty cool. The more the merrier for me. More characters come into Smash Brothers. That means more freaking amiibos
But
in
that's a,
return. So
but more characters in Smash is an awesome thing. Like Smash at this point is the one game I think I would honestly pay money for more DLC, more
hmm
character. Well, anything Nintendo really, because with Mario Kart 8 they proved that they can do DLC right. So,
yeah,
and also
we'll see
this.
how they handle Mewtwo because I know he's a gift as a
Hmm.
someone who purchased both the Wii U and 3DS versions of the game, but we'll see how that pans out.
Yep. All right. So, do you want to take the next news story since I kind of went into
Yeah, I mean,
that?
gotta pull up the notes for this one because messing my flow up.
Blame Rayman. Everybody hates Rayman.
Everybody hates Rayman. That works in that. That works actually really good in that case. Let's see. Come on, no Damon Hatfield, please. So TNT is gonna be getting their own slice of the superhero pie. That was a really weird ass transition, I gotta say. But yeah, they're gonna be getting a specifically Warner Brothers DC Comics property as Teen Titans, or the Titans as they're calling it, and it's gonna be featuring Dick Grayson, aka Robin, and he'll eventually become Nightwing. Barbara Gordon, Hawk, Raven, Starfire, and this is all news being reported by the Nerdist. So as of right now, it's not fully confirmed as far as I know,
Hmm.
but it seems to be pretty legit. So this is another comic book property seeing an adaptation to the small screen, you would say, in TV land.
Hmm.
It's crazy how many we're seeing, honestly.
Yep.
But I think it's cool. Everybody knows my thoughts on Gotham, but
It got better.
no. Um, yeah, we'll see how this turns out. I'm always willing to check other series out. I still haven't checked out actually Agents of Shield or Flash or Green Arrow. I haven't checked any of those out, but
My soul hurts right now.
but yeah, I'm eventually gonna check them out. I know some of those are actually available on Netflix right now.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's cool. What do you think of these characters being brought to the small screen?
I well, the characters that they outline there, I think it's the perfect choice for the series. I mean, you've got Robin, aka Nightwing, who everybody knows is associated with the Teen Titans.
hmm
Hawk and Dove, um, I'm not all that familiar with them. I think I read them in one of the Blackest Night comics, but I really don't have any connection with those guys. Starfire, fucking awesome. Again, somebody
hmm
that everybody knows relates to the Titans, and Barbara Gordon is a great addition to the cast, I think, even though she's never been associated with the Teen Titans in the
Yeah,
comics.
she's kind of an outlier there,
Hmm.
to be honest. She's more known as a either Barbara Gordon or
Oracle.
Oracle or some incarnations Batgirl. So
Hmm. Yeah, she'll probably be played up maybe as another love interest for Nightwing.
yeah,
And, of course, we have Raven, who, again, like Starfire, having those two in there,
the
friggin'
wrestler.
awesome.
No. Oh,
that
that'd
that
be
would that
funny.
would be great.
Raven plays Raven.
Though I have to say here, we have Robin, but then
hmm
we have one, two, three, four female characters
This is gonna be a
and
giant
Hawk.
orgy on TNT.
Raven getting all the booty.
Yeah.
making a note. That's the episode title.
But something that we didn't have in the news like this week or last week that just like came up when you mentioned Blackest Night
hmm
is that DC is getting rid of the New 52 line of comics,
Yep. But
and
I
that
think
just
they're keeping their continuity though from that.
uh,
They're basically doing this so that they could put out more comics than just 52 different
it
issues.
just I don't know. It just really frustrated me because I liked what they did with the New 52,
hmm
just, hitting the reboot, the reset on all their universes, and now they're going back and
hmm
uh
Yeah.
that's all I gotta say about
Well,
that.
Marvel's
But
doing the exact same thing anyway.
yeah, I guess they just want to keep the audience because it's been a while since they did the New 52
hmm
thing. It's been uh, maybe 4 or 5 years, has it already? Or it's been,
No,
I don't know.
that
It's
long. I think it's only been like 2, 3 years.
really like, let me see when fact checking squad on this. Let's see when DC started the New 52. DC the New 52 start.
Well, while you're looking that up, just a little note here about the series. There's also a couple characters, that we know about with the Teen Titans that aren't here, and those being Cyborg and Beast Boy, which I'm assuming they're holding off on Beast Boy right now just because that would
Mhm.
take a whole lot of CGI to do that character in live action, especially for a TV show.
Here we go. I found it. Supposedly it started in summer of 2011.
Oh, okay. 4
So
years
it's
then.
been, yeah, almost 4 years. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, not bad. And DC is the only, well, more specifically, Batman's the only character comic related that I read. But
Yeah. But yeah, Teen Titans, I think it's going to be interesting. If they
they
do it
need
well, it should be good.
they need that cartoony intro. Teen Titans. TV show.
uh,
Start off every episode
I
like
guess
that.
another question to ask about this is, will Batman be referenced here?
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of has to in this kind of
Yeah, if
series.
he's going from Robin to Nightwing, like he has to be referenced somehow.
hmm
I don't know. So we'll see if they could do some sort of crossover with their other franchises. Maybe a crossover with Gotham.
Uh,
Speaking of crossovers,
oh!
segue. Yeah, we finally hear what we've
Yes.
both talked
Yes.
about for
Yeah,
so long, and
I,
this is
I
fully
think we,
confirmed.
had two different topics in past CanUK
Yeah.
podcasts about this, like one about the leaks and another one about like could be showing up in the Avengers movie, but yeah, now it's 100% true. This is happening.
This is legit. Spider-Man is coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Woo!
Believe it or not, this is awesome. At this point, of course, we don't know which version of Spider-Man it is. Most likely Peter Parker. I
It
doubt
is.
they'll.
It is Peter
Yeah,
Parker.
I doubt they'll go with Miles Morales.
Yeah, they specifically name dropped Peter Parker in one of the interviews. So, yep.
Okay, and yeah, they're shifting their schedule from what I've heard. Their movies around to include Spidey into some of these films, and of course creating his own
hmm
Spider-Man
Yeah.
film, which is pretty crazy. So goodbye, Andrew
Garfield.
Garfield. Poor Andrew Garfield, who did his best as Peter Parker, in my opinion.
hmm
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I've got the details pulled up here. So, under the New Deal, the new Spider-Man will first appear in a Marvel film from Marvel's Cinematic Universe. Sony Pictures will then thereafter release the next installment of its $4 billion Spider-Man franchise on July 28, 2017, in a film that will be co-produced by Kevin Feige and his expert team at Marvel and Amy Pascal, who oversaw the franchise launch of the studio 13 years ago. Together, they will collaborate on a new creative direction for the web slinger. Pictures will continue to finance, distribute, own, and have final creative control of the Spider-Man films.
One question I have is, like, I know we were saying they're going to get rid of Andrew Garfield. We don't know that for sure, but is it going to be another damn origin story?
I
Or
doubt it.
I hope they don't do another damn origin story. Like, they've done it twice already. They
I
just need to go into some sort of Spider-Man storyline and just leave it that way.
Yeah, I think with Marvel under the control and the fact that Spider-Man's going to appear in a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie first, most likely Civil War, we're going to get, like, probably bits and pieces of that. Just like where he is right now. Maybe he already has his powers. We might see it in a flashback or something. But I think if with Marvel now taking the reins of, like, helping Sony with the creative direction, they'll do an origin story kind of like they did with the Incredible Hulk movie, where it was like just in the opening credits scene showing, look, this is what happened. Moving on to the real story.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I don't want to see another origin story. I wouldn't mind seeing Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man again. I really liked him as Spider-Man personally.
Could have been a better Peter Parker, though.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see how this turns out. But honestly, I'm still kind of in shock about it. Like, I don't believe it until I see it.
Yeah,
pretty much, because this is pretty amazing, pun intended. That this is happening. But let's see what other is this 2099? No, that doesn't work in that case.
that was a supreme effort, though. Or no, superior effort, though. Pulled up my own pun.
From your friendly neighborhood Izzy. Okay, that's a stretch. Or you could say a web. Boom. Just keep rolling. But to be honest, Spider-Man has always been my favorite character in the Marvel universe ever since I was a little kid. I was exposed to Spider-Man. That sounds dirty. Through the that should be an episode title. Exposed to Spider-Man.
That's going on there.
That's the one. But through the animated series in the 90s, which is really good. I know a lot of people talk about Batman, the animated series. Of course, that's like the bar in terms of adaptations, cartoon adaptations. But The Amazing Spider-Man, like, that was a really good series also.
If you've never seen it, the Spectacular Spider-Man TV series.
I haven't seen it. Is that the most recent one, right?
No, the most recent one is Ultimate. It's the one before that.
Okay.
The one that got canceled, unfortunately.
Okay.
So good.
But yeah, I've always liked Spidey. Hopefully, I think the most exciting thing, which we haven't touched, even if he is coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, maybe this leads to a good Spider-Man game. Hopefully, I think Beanox did a pretty damn good job with Shattered Dimensions. There was some issues. There was some camera issues, some control issues, but what was there? The foundation was really good, but then after that, they just kept like, okay, we need another game. Like, put it out there. Like, they just didn't have time to really develop a game. They did, after Shattered Dimensions, they did another game, which I can't remember the name of off the top of my head.
Fuck, it was the one with Spider-Man 29.
Spider-Man, fuck. Yeah, I can't remember the name. It's gonna kill me. I know it's Shattered Dimensions. I can't remember.
Edge of Time.
Okay, there we go. Edge of Time. Then they did The Amazing Spider-Man, and then they did The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So they have a pedigree with Spider-Man games. I just think they need a little bit more time.
Yep. Yeah, they can't rush it for a movie release.
They can't rush it. Because the same thing happened with the Transformers games, remember? Like War for Cybertron and what was it, The Fall of Cybertron, right?
Yep.
Those were fantastic games, really good adaptations, and they did the movie versions, and they were crap. So, or maybe just give it to a whole new studio. Like, honestly.
Yeah. Alright, going back to one of the things you mentioned too about Marvel pushing movies back, just to clarify on that, Marvel's Thor Ragnarok, which was supposed to be the July 28, 2017 release, has been pushed back to November 3rd, 2017. The following year, Marvel's Black Panther will make its way to theaters July 6, 2018, Captain Marvel on November 2nd, 2018, and Marvel's Inhumans will debut July 12th, 2019. The only two movies that did not change their release dates was the Infinity War movies.
Okay. These shows were coming before, like, Civil War, right? Or are they
They're
after?
after. They're
Oh,
May of 2018 and um, November, May of 2019. So the only difference now is that Black Panther is after the first Infinity War, so it's curious on how that's going to work now. And Inhumans is after Infinity War Part 2, so
okay.
kind of curious on what's going to happen there with those.
We'll see, but they got time
Hmm. They got time to
to
work on it.
to work on it. Yeah.
Um, the only other thing that we didn't really mention, and it came out afterwards, there was more details on the whole deal process. Marvel and Sony together. Sony will not make any money from any of the movies that Spider-Man appears in for the Marvel movies. Like, if he
Yeah.
shows up in Civil War, Sony does not get a cut of that. And vice versa, Marvel doesn't get any profits from the solo Spider-Man films. They're basically coming in and helping for free to help Sony with those movies.
So, question: are any characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe going to be in the Sony Spider-Man film?
I'm glad you asked that because yes, they will. See if I can find the actual quote here. Yes, Marvel and Sony Pictures are also exploring opportunities to integrate characters from the MCU into future Spider-Man films.
Hmm.
So maybe not Daredevil, but maybe Kingpin shows up in a Spider-Man movie. That's possible now.
It'd be interesting. I know there was also, we keep adding like details to this, but word out there that Hugh Jackman was talking about getting involved with the Marvel Cinematic Universe if he could as a Wolverine.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's a whole different boat.
yeah, we'll see if that even happens. That's just, hearsay at this point.
Yeah.
This is
Well,
really him speaking his mind, but
yeah, the whole thing though is that Sony was in trouble. They had to do something. They had no idea what the fuck they were going to do with Spider-Man on their own. Like we talked about the fucking Aunt May movie for Christ's sakes. Like they were going to go in that direction. They had no idea what they were going to do. Fox, on the
still
other hand, is
Aunt
they know
May.
what they're doing. Like
Oh man,
they know what they're
that's
doing,
great.
and their X-Men movies, Days of Future Past and First Class, they've been doing pretty damn good. So
Yeah.
we won't be seeing any X-Men come to the MCU anytime soon,
Okay.
unless Marvel like gets one just because Fox wants to do the TV
Crossover
series.
of everything. Everything. It's a gigantic crossover movie.
But yeah, this is so freaking exciting. Hey, maybe Aunt May will actually show up in a Marvel movie. She can fight side by side with Iron Man.
Weren't they gonna go like weren't the time period similar from the Aunt May storyline and like Captain America? So maybe they
Oh
do
yeah,
like a
the Agent
Captain
Carter
America
thing.
flashback.
Maybe Aunt May shows up on the final episode of Agent Carter.
Oh man.
But yeah, so much potential. This news kind of broke out of nowhere, and like at first people were like,
Was it
"Is
real?
it real?" And then like you look at it, it's like Marvel was the first ones to post the story on their website, so it was like,
Yeah.
This is actually real. This is actually happening."
It's pretty damn crazy that it is happening
Yeah,
at all. We didn't think this was gonna happen. We wished.
yeah, and I can't remember where I said it now. Probably in my video about it or just on Twitter. But if DC and Warner Brothers wasn't afraid
Oh yeah, I was just
yet,
about to say that.
they
Yeah,
gotta be pissing their fucking
they
pants.
their thunder. Their thunder was stolen.
Hmm.
Honestly, with all these announcements, because people were really excited about Batman versus Superman, but it's just so damn like it's taken forever
Yeah.
to come out. It keeps getting pushed back into shit that at this point it's kind of like, should have you even revealed it in the first place?
Yeah.
You should have just
Yeah,
waited.
and now, I mean, we were talking beforehand, well, we got Batman v Superman in 2016. That was going to be fine. We knew a Captain America movie was coming. It's like, okay, Cap's going to have to take on Batman and Superman. And then last October, Marvel had their big event for Phase 3, and they were like, oh yeah, it's going to be Civil War, and Iron Man's going to be into it. So you got Iron Man and Captain America going off against Batman versus Superman. Kind of almost an even fight, I would imagine.
Mhm.
Just because it's something everybody's dreamed about with Batman v Superman, and then you have like a duo that we all know and love right now, so kind of equal pairing. And now you add in Spider-Man to Captain America and Iron Man. It's like fucking overkill right now on DC. They're beating up DC and taking their lunch money.
Yeah, they need to start cranking out movies faster. Because what was the last DC property we saw on the big screen? Was it The Dark Knight Returns, or did they do something else in between that I can't remember?
Um, did
There has to be
Man of
something
Steel came
else.
out after Batman
Yeah, you're
Dark
right.
Knight?
Man of Steel did come out a few years ago at this point.
Yeah, because we
Um,
got nothing last year that I can remember. No, no, we got no DC movies last
it's
year.
kind of like, what the fuck were they doing?
Yeah.
Like
And we got no
they,
DC movies this year.
but it's. I guess it's good. They're hitting the reset. They're not really hitting the reset button. I guess the reset button was Man of Steel.
Hmm.
Um, and they're building on top of that with Batman. But
Yep.
I'm still gonna see the movie. But I'm one of those people, those weird people that prefers to see Batman in his universe and no interaction with the other Justice League characters.
Hmm.
But on the other hand, the Marvel characters, I don't know what it is. It's weird. Like Marvel characters, they could be in everybody's fucking movie. They could do crossovers up the ass, and I don't care. But once like somebody from the outside DC universe comes in to the Batman mythos, it kind of annoys me. I don't know why.
Hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah, unless there's somebody like Green Arrow, they kind of like just outpower Batman in every single regards.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like I guess it's the more grounded, even if it's fucking ridiculous anyway. A billionaire, you know the story, but it just seems more grounded when Superman is not in the picture,
Hmm.
and when other characters are much more powerful, like Green Lantern and Wonder Woman and etc. But that's just me. I still enjoy shit like Injustice. Those games are fun, but in terms of like comics and movies, we'll see.
Hmm.
Wonder if we'll ever get another Batman movie just by itself.
Well, I'm sure if Batman v Superman comes out and everybody loves Ben Affleck as Batman, DC and Warner Bros. are gonna be like, boom,
Give
solo
me
Batman film
the fucking animated series as a movie.
again.
That'd be awesome.
That would be pretty damn cool, I admit. So
Just
yeah.
just do a Mask of the Phantasm again. Do a live action version. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, the Marvel and Sony deal, dreams come true. Shit actually
When you
happened.
wish upon a star. It works with the Disney now. Oh man.
So yeah, good things coming ahead. Unfortunately, a whole bunch of movies were pushed back, but for Spider-Man, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, same here.
Alright, so that's going to do it for our news stories. I'm sure we could talk for ages about Marvel and Sony and Spider-Man coming to the MCU, but we have to move on. We have to wrap up the show.
I know, I could just keep talking about Spider-Man, honestly. What if Sony did an exclusive Spider-Man game on PS4? Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so let's
Sucker punch.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, so let's dive into our been playing, been watching, and we haven't been reading shit section.
Damn right. Damn.
Alright, so do you want to kick us off with the
Yeah,
you're playing?
I'll kick it off with two new systems that I got, specifically handhelds. I got the new 3DS XL, just came out yesterday, and I happened to get a Vita Slim in the mail, which I got through Amazon. It's actually an import unit because we only got black here in the US, and Japan has all these funky ass colors.
Hmm.
I had ordered the all white one, but they sent me the white slash lime green, and I actually like it. It looks pretty funky, but I like the contrast in the back. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll keep it. I'm not gonna return it and go through all that shit. Uh, so yeah, so far the 3DS XL, I haven't put too much time into it. I played a little bit of Resident Evil Revelations on it. Um, just to test it out. I just played the intro to the game. Really, I got to replay that game because I had gotten a few chapters in, and then I just put it down. But yeah, playing through that again. I have to say, the C-stick feels really, really weird, and it doesn't work as well as I would want it to. I try to control Jill and move her around and aim, and now too that you have the new triggers. It was weird also because I got used to the layout, the button layout on the regular 3DS XL. So yeah, maybe it's just something I have to give more time to, but at this point I'm kind of disappointed in how the 3DS XL is designed. Specifically, I was talking to you earlier about this, the stylus that, the way they, or where specifically they put the stylus is kind of annoying. It's not on the side like the other one was. It's in the back, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to get out.
Hmm.
The system feels a little heftier, a little heavier. It has its issues. The positives are that the 3D is a lot more stable and works a lot better. I tested it.
Head tracking actually works.
Yeah, the head tracking actually works really good. There's also a feature that auto adjusts the brightness of the screen depending on how much light you have around you. I
Okay.
didn't like that feature. I turned it off immediately, and because it was annoying. I kept moving around my room and the light kept going up and down, and I was like, no. So I just went into the settings and turned it off. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of down on the system right now. It's cool because I did get the Majora's Mask, special edition, which is super rare now.
Hmm.
I'm happy to get that, but at the same time, it was kind of like a Nintendo. I don't know. They keep doing stupid stuff. And especially like the memory card, for instance, the micro SD that they use now.
Hmm.
You have to get a screwdriver, unscrew the back plate of the 3DS to get the damn memory card out. Like
Yeah,
before,
that's
it was just a little tab on the side. Like I don't even understand why you would change something like that. Anyway, maybe I need more time with the system. 3DS still has a fantastic has a fantastic library of games. I like the little sound effect with the Zelda. But yeah, on the other hand, I
That's
am
curse my
really,
ringtone.
really, really digging the
Oh, thanks.
the PlayStation Vita Slim.
Hmm.
Um, it's really nice, I have to say. There was a lot of people because it's been weeks, honestly, since I've been wanting to get one. Probably close to 2 months, maybe a little less than that. And I've been doing research. I've been reading all the reviews. I've been watching all the reviews on YouTube. I've been asking people who have it, and I kept hearing the OLED screen. It's a downgrade now that there's just a LCD screen.
Hmm.
And I was like, man, I really like the OLED screen. Fuck the OLED screen because I rather have, the sleeker design. It doesn't feel as bulky. It doesn't feel as heavy. There's a better battery life. The buttons feel better. I know a lot of people said the system feels cheaper.
Hmm.
Sure, the plastic is not as fancy as the original Vita, but I'm really, really impressed with it so far, to be honest. It seems like Sony really improved on top of the Vita, which was already an excellent handheld, just
Hmm.
made it more comfortable. Now you don't have the stupid proprietary Sony cable for it. You could use any micro SD, not micro SD, but micro USB cable. It just feels great. I'm really digging it. It's kind of been a renaissance or resurgence of my love of the Vita. I downloaded a bunch of games. I tried out Resogun, which is freaking fantastic on the Vita, by the way. It's fantastic on the PS4. It's not as smooth because it's not running, I believe, at 60 frames a second, 1080p like it is, of course, on the PS4. And there were some changes to the enemies to, make some concessions for the Vita version. But man, is it good. So yeah, just overall, I'm really high on the PlayStation Vita Slim, really down on the 3DS XL, which if you would have asked me a week ago, it would have been the other way around.
Hmm.
So yeah, I've been talking for a while. So yeah, some of the games I've been playing on those and some of the systems, but I'll turn it over to you.
Cool, cool. Well, a couple of games off my list to begin with. I played the first episode of Life is Strange, which is
Hmm.
a new episodic game from Square Enix. I can't remember the exact developer now.
Isn't that
Just
the developer behind what was that game on?
remember me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's them. Yeah, I played through the first episode of that. I'm really happy with it. It's really different from other point and click choice adventure games
Hmm.
because you can go through a scene and if you don't really like what happens, you can rewind time and then
Hmm.
try it again to see what the other reaction's going to be. But at the same time, you'll get the prompt. This action will have consequences for either one, so you're really not sure if you did the right thing or not.
Kenny
So,
will remember this.
so yeah, the choice system, even with the time mechanic, is actually really cool. And the story's good so far. The game started up in a really dangerous situation that you were in, and then just like that, you wake up, you're in your classroom, and your teacher's giving his
And
lesson.
Monokuma's there. No, a different game.
But yeah, that happens, and yeah, she eventually learns that she can rewind time, and things get weird, but really cool. I like the dialogue. They really nailed what a teenage girl would say and think. So that was pretty cool.
I swear you were gonna say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. So yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's good. I think it's worth a pickup if you're interested. I believe there's even a demo up on the PlayStation Store. So if you're curious, go take a look at the demo. The second thing off my list is that last Saturday, a week from the day we're recording, I ended up playing Super Smash Bros. Over at a friend's place. Brought over the Wii U, the GameCube controller adapter and whatnot.
Wait, you have one of those?
Yeah, I bought the bundle.
Oh, I forgot about that. I did forget about that. My bad.
So yeah, I brought that over and we had 7 people playing Smash Brothers at once. I was using the tablet controller. We had 4 people on GameCube controllers. One person using a Wii Classic controller and another person using a Wiimote Nunchuck.
Wow.
And holy shit, 7-player Smash is insane when you have 7 real life people going at it like that.
Damn.
I think
That sounds intense.
Yeah, I think we were playing till like 2 in the morning. So
Wow.
yeah, it was a grand time. It was actually really, really fun. And if you're able to play Smash with 7, 8 people, go for it because it really changes up the game. Really brings in a new element to it.
Yeah, I haven't played too much Smash Brothers, and I'm really surprised. This one, I don't want to say it kind of fell flat. It's just one of those games that, like you said, you have to have a lot of people around,
Hmm.
and it's a big party game because
Yep. It gets
Uh,
boring if you're just playing by yourself.
yeah, to be honest, like I know me saying there isn't content there for like single player. There, of course, there are
There's a lot, yeah.
trophies. There are all these unlockables, but to me that I'm gonna get a lot of shit about this. To me, that's not meaningful enough.
Hmm.
It's not like you have an actual story mode like, Persona 4 Arena
Or hell, even Brawl for that
or
matter.
Brawl or Mortal Kombat 9. Like that game in particular pretty much ruined fighting games for me because after that, that's all I want. I want like a proper story mode. I
Hmm.
can't just get through a game with just arcade mode.
Yep.
And some of the modes that they have in there, like the one that looks kind of like Mario Party, I haven't really tried because it hasn't really interested me.
Hmm.
It was a game that I thought I was really going to play a lot of, and I haven't. I've been more obsessed with the amiibos than I've been with Smash Brothers, which is weird. But
Hmm.
yeah, anyway, sorry for cutting you off.
No worries, I was pretty much done anyway.
Yeah, so I guess I'll move into the last few games I have here. One
Okay.
quick one that I forgot to mention in the PlayStation Vita Slim Talk is Game of Thrones, Season 1, Episode 2. I was remote playing that on the Vita Slim, and it didn't work out for me too good.
Hmm.
I got maybe 10, 15 minutes in. There's a bar scene at the beginning of the game, very early, and there's a few quick time events, and I just kept failing over and over because you have to use the R2 and R1 on the PS4 controller, but I'm playing it on the Vita, so those
Oh, yeah.
correspond to the back touchscreen. For some reason, it just was not registering for me at all. So I just got pissed and said, no, I'll just play this on my PS4
Hmm.
later on. It was running pretty smooth via remote play. It's just for some reason, I just, maybe there was too much of a lag that, I needed to be more precise or more on time.
Hmm.
So that kind of didn't work out so great for me. But moving forward to a game that I'm always playing, Mario Kart 8, still playing that every now and then when I have, I'm not going to say I have nothing to play because I have literally probably hundreds of games to play. But I just always go back to Mario Kart 8. It's still super fun. And then another Wii U game and the final game that I've been playing is New Super Mario Bros. U, which I have
Yahoo!
to say is so far the best one of the New Super Mario Brothers games. I think the worst thing about it is the fucking music. Oh man. But all that bubblegum bullshit. Get out of here. Like we need real music in a Mario game, but that really, really honestly, if that game had a better soundtrack, I think I like it a lot more. But with that being said, even with the goofy soundtrack, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's very, very reminiscent of Super Mario World, which
Hmm.
is really good in my book because that's one of my favorite games of all time. Just in the way the world is designed, the world map, the little sound effects here and there, the enemy types. It's really good so far. I think maybe 5 worlds in, and there are 8 worlds in total, not including, I'm sure there's bonus stages and stuff. But I kind of got stuck. Lost in some lost woods or some shit, and I need to look up a guide because I don't know how to progress beyond that. I'm sure there's some like hidden exit or something that I have to go through in one of the stages. But I'm really digging it so far. And I definitely want to get through that because after this I got Sonic Boom coming up next because I want to get through these Wii U games.
Coming soon. Izzy suffers
Coming
at.
soon. Izzy suffers at Sonic Boom. We'll see how bad it is. But yeah, really enjoy it. I definitely recommend it if you have a Wii U. Definitely check out New Super Mario Brothers U.
Hmm.
It's quite good.
I concur with that. I haven't played as much as you have, but it's been
Hmm.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
Alright, well, the final four on my list here, which I'll go over rather quickly. I've been playing a lot more Race the Sun on PlayStation 4. That indie game is so addictive. And the world changes every day, so there's new challenges every day. At this point, I've been just trying to grind, getting the rest of the trophies, which I don't think I will because some of them are just hard as balls to get. But yeah, I really enjoy that, and I really, really recommend it to anybody and everybody. You can get on all three of the PlayStation platforms, and it's on PC as well, so no excuse. The next game on my list is a Vita game that I've been playing, Tales of Hearts R. Been digging my way through that game. Really enjoying the combat so far, and the story's good. The music's just fantastic, like any other Tales game, so yeah, I've been quite enjoying that. I decided to load up WWE 2K15 for a bit the other day. Finished up the Shawn Michaels HBK rivalry storyline, so...
You mean Triple H, Shawn Michaels?
What did I just say?
You say Shawn Michaels HBK.
Oh, Jesus
He's
Christ.
versing himself.
It's been a long day.
That was his real life story in the 90s. He was versing himself.
Oh, fuck, it's been a long day. Yes, those two. Played through that, got the rest of the unlockables through those two story modes, so that's done now, and I'm probably going to end it right there. I would really like to get the Platinum Trophy of that game, but I am not going to go and try and win 50 online matches or try and complete some of the other bullshit that they ask for the trophies. So that's probably going to get got on my PS4 very soon and replaced by The Evil Within, or The Order, since that's out in 6 days.
Ooh, yeah.
And the final game that I've been playing, Izzy, you spoke about playing New Super Mario Bros. U. The other night, I loaded up and started playing Super Mario World, the original, on the Virtual Console.
Nothing bad to say about that game.
Nope. Fucking loaded up, just piles and piles of memories from my childhood, just replaying
so
through
good.
that. Yep.
So good. Why haven't they brought the fucking cape back? Like, honestly. Like, they brought back the Tanuki suit. Like,
maybe it'll be in Mario Maker.
Huh. That gets to buy just for the fucking the cape. I'll buy it right now.
The cape and bring back the boot from Mario Brothers 3.
Bring it all back.
So yeah, that's basically it from what I've been playing. So I guess it's time to dive into our been watching section.
Yeah, so let me kick this off with something that I really, really, really enjoyed. I actually have watched it twice at this point. I watched it once by myself. Then later on that day, I watched it with my dad because he's also a wrestling fan. And that is the Sheik documentary. And this is, of course, the Iron Sheik. We all know who's infamous on the internet nowadays.
You are intelligent, Jew.
Intelligent Jew. Jabroni. But yeah, he's infamous on the internet nowadays. But yeah, of course, back in the 80s, he was a super monster heel in all the different territories that he worked. Best known, of course, when he came to the WWF and he beat Bob Backlund for the championship. And then I think it was about a month later, Hulk Hogan beat him for the championship. And that's when Hulkamania blew up and the 80s went crazy with wrestling. It was a really well-made documentary, and it was done actually. I gotta pull up their names. I can't pronounce them because they're not easy to pronounce. But while I pull up their names, they're these two brothers, these twin brothers, who actually are the sons of one of Sheik's best friends from back in Iran, way back in the day. Because if you don't know, Sheik was the real deal, as he says. He went to the Olympics and all that for Iran. Olympic Greco-Roman wrestling, and he had a friend who was in the same, how would you call it, like, I guess, sports atmosphere that he was in, and his friend played, I believe, like, table tennis or something like that, and then they lost contact, and then several years later, the wife of that guy, the kids, actually, they were watching TV, and then they saw that this guy was on the TV, and he was cursing and farcing, and she was like, "Oh, look, it's your dad's friend. I know him. That's your dad's friend." And then they got reconnected. So it's really cool that these kids who were fans when they were little were actually, the kids of his best friend. And later on, they started filming the documentary, and they put this together, and it was really well made, and it was outside of the WWE system, so this is not something endorsed or produced by WWE Studios. Isn't one of those types of documentaries. But still, there's a lot of people in this from the pro wrestling industry. There's actually some surprises, which I don't want to give away, but some pretty damn big names are in this documentary, which once you get to this person in particular, I knew he was in the documentary because I listened to JR's podcast, but even watching it and what he had to say about the Iron Sheik was pretty damn impressive. But yeah, it was just really really well made. It's kind of really depressing in parts and really sad, but it's just life, when Sheik went through his troubles and he was addicted to drugs. You see all that, and you see how he treated his family. It's pretty sad in some parts, honestly, but then it kind of redeems itself at the end, and you see where she starts to get popular on the internet and going viral, and they're helping him get his life back together and actually make money outside of actually wrestling. So it's cool. I definitely recommend it. I actually bought this off Amazon, their video service, their on-demand service. I think it was, what was it, like maybe 12, $15, the HD version. It's eventually going to come out on DVD later on this year, but I wanted to support it, right now when it's out digitally. I usually don't do that. I usually buy, when it's on a physical disc. But it's really well made. I definitely recommend it. I definitely recommend it to you because I know you're a big wrestling fan, so definitely check it out.
Yeah, I've wanted to check it out, but just haven't had the opportunity yet.
Yeah, it's quite good.
hmm Cool, cool. Um, Going in a completely different direction for me. First thing off my list was that I watched Justice League: Throne of Atlantis,
The
which
animated film, right?
that is correct. Which I think this one takes place directly after the last Justice League movie that they put out, where they basically reintroduced everybody and they fought Darkseid again.
Hmm.
So this takes place right after that, and it brings Aquaman into the fold. Really well done. Quite the storyline was quite good. Though my only complaint again is the fact that they're going with the whole Superman Wonder Woman romance, which personally I don't like very much. But other than that, yeah, the story was great. They did poke fun of Aquaman at several points where the first time you see him, he's in a bar talking with a lobster while he's drinking. So they make fun of the whole talking with fish thing. And even near the end, he looks at one of the others and goes, "I can talk to fish now." And they do what I tell them to. So they knew how to poke fun at themselves, but at the same time it proved, once again, Aquaman is nothing less than a badass motherfucker. So I would recommend this anime movie, especially if you've enjoyed any of the other DC animated adventures. Animated movies, sorry. But yeah, really good, and I'm looking forward to what they might bring next.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I've enjoyed the other animated films that I've seen from DC. They've done a good job with them. So.
Mm, they're not slowing down here. Now, if they only make their live action ones good.
Yeah, I know they're, what was it? I think a buddy of mine texted me that they were going to adapt the, what was it? Court of Owls storyline into an animated series. Not animated series, but animated film. And that got me really excited because I really liked that arc in the New 52 Batman comic books.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So, yeah, moving into the last and final thing that I've been watching, and that is season 18, I believe, of South Park, which is the latest season.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And, man, pretty damn crazy.
Would you even say it was wacky?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh, I really like how all the episodes had references to the previous episodes,
Hmm.
which is really cool how they were intertwined. There was some crazy memorable episodes, specifically Cock Magic was ridiculous. I can't even describe it. Like, just go watch it. Like,
It's both literal and
yeah,
figurative.
yeah, exactly. It's just crazy. The episodes with PewDiePie and Cartman, bruh,
Can't remember.
Cartman, bruh. Uh, then the other episodes with the Washington Redskins and Kickstarter, like it's just ridiculous. Like you know that one episode that they did, where they were making fun of Family Guy and how they get their ideas. Was it Family Guy or was it The Simpsons? I think it was Family Guy they were making fun of,
Probably.
where they had like the dolphins in the aquarium and they all just had little balls.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yep.
And
That was Family Guy.
that seems like that's really what fucking South Park does because the way they just bring things together is
But they
like,
do it in a clever way, though.
yeah, it is pretty damn clever. It's just crazy though. Like this season was really good though. I know I gotta go through like the episodes list because I know I'm missing something that was really memorable. But
The Ferguson episode was
um,
good.
the Ferguson. Oh yeah, another one of my favorites was the Ebola one. This was
Don't eat
oh man.
gluten.
The oh man, it was so funny when I could not stop laughing when they were saying the shit about like the dick flying off and then it happened. I was crying. Like I could not stop laughing. It was so fucking funny, man. But yeah, there was all these crazy episodes. The whole like transgender stuff. Uh, this is ridiculous. Um, Man, I'm going through a list here. Like premium isn't free. That was a really good episode. When Terrence and Phillip get their own fucking game, and you see the Canadian Devil. Um, it was just a really good season from start to finish, and very topical at the time with all these current events as they always do. And it was short too. It was 10 episodes, but I think they were really well done 10 episodes. Like they weren't there's some seasons that drag on for a little bit. Maybe they're 15, 16 episodes. This was just right at 10 episodes.
Yep. Their new format has worked really well for them, I think.
Yeah. Man, it's fucking cock magic. I need to go watch these episodes again. They were so funny. It makes me want to go and play like the Stick of Truth, which I need to fucking play.
Yes.
So yeah, I definitely got to get on that. There's so many games to play though, but yeah, definitely a thumbs up for season 18 of South Park.
And speaking of thumbs up, Greg Way, that doesn't work
What?
here. I finally got through the first season of Constantine. And if NBC doesn't renew this, I'm going to kill somebody because it was fucking awesome.
Really?
Yeah, the first episode was a little bit slow, but after that, man, oh man, like every episode is like dark, and the guy playing Constantine does it perfectly. Like,
He's not Keanu Reeves.
oh fuck no, he actually represents the character as the character from the comics. So,
hmm
like, he's smoking all the time. He doesn't give a bloody fuck. Yeah, I'm really impressed by the first season. It only got 13 episodes, so it's a little bit worrisome, but overall, really nice storyline through it. The characters were really interesting. The situations that they found themselves in was really good. It's basically supernatural for a comic book fan.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I recommend that immensely. And continuing to recommend something, Better Call Saul. If you
Hmm.
enjoyed Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul is awesome. Just like I was kind of worried about it to begin with. Like, will this have like the same effect and draw me in like Breaking Bad did? First episode, first scene that they showed, boom, hooked right away. Because it started off in black and white, and you're thinking, oh, this is like a flashback scene what they're showing here, because we know Better Call Saul is a prequel to Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
But what we see in this opening scene is actually a fast forward, a sequel essentially to Breaking Bad, where Saul has ended up to. And then we go back in time to Saul before Breaking Bad, and really good. The first episode ended with a nice little twist, and episode 2 just continued using that twist, and oh man, like, it was funny, it hooked you in, it was tense, just really good. And I'm really excited for the next episode this Monday.
I still haven't watched Breaking Bad, which I know is crazy. My brother's been on my ass about it. He's been like, "Have you watched it?" Yeah, I'm like, "No, I haven't watched it." I,
There's
I
some
have I haven't watched the series in a while. I think the last thing, well, besides South Park, but like a live action series, what was the last one that I saw? Sopranos. Like I really enjoy that, but more modern stuff. I think was Dexter, and I got really burned by that.
you
That
you you
ended
won't with
terribly.
you won't with Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad ended incredibly well and really
Mhm.
really satisfying.
That's good.
So go watch it.
No.
Yeah, that pretty much does it for what I've been watching. I mean, there's been the usual Arrow, Flash, Agent Carter, all of which have been nothing but awesome.
Flash. Ted. When does Ted 2 come out?
June, I
Really?
think. Yeah,
Is that close? Huh.
yeah, just around the corner. He's coming again, because that's not suggestive at all.
No, not at all.
So yeah, did you have anything else, or was that it?
No, that's it for me.
Alright, and we haven't been reading anything, so that dives us into our shameless self-promotion. And I'll briefly go through this. Whole bunch of new videos up. A new video for the Banner Saga, a new Game of Thrones video from the last stream that I did, a Jazz Punk Let's Experience video, a video on First Person Lover, which Big Boss suggested to me. That's worth a view if you're curious at all. I had no idea what it was before I went into it, and yeah, I was a little bit shocked. And probably the biggest thing that I have to promote this week is that I finished Ride to Hell Retribution.
Finally.
The horror ride is finally
It's
over.
finally over. Jeez.
It only took 36 episodes.
Wow.
Most of those being about 20 minutes
Wow.
each.
That's a long time. Shit.
Yep. Yeah, it took me like a year and a half to beat that game, or to muster up the courage to
Ugh.
beat that game.
Terrible.
But now it's deleted off my PC, and
Good.
yeah. So yeah,
Terrible sex scenes.
yep. You should see the ending too.
Oh no.
Oh, but yeah, that was done, and by the time this video goes up, I should have a unboxing video put up.
Son of a bitch.
And a comic shop pickups video as well, so you can look forward to seeing those. So, what's been in the realm of your channel, Izzy?
Nothing this month, honestly. We're about to be halfway through the month. Well, really, is it? It's not leap year this year, is it? No, we got 28 days this month, so
Yeah.
literally halfway through February, and I haven't posted a video, which
Huh.
is crazy.
I could
I
have
guess
sworn you did something.
every day. Last one I did was the Vita collection,
Oh, okay.
which was late last month. Um, So yeah, it's been a while. I haven't posted anything, but I'll be posting something soon. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do some sort of like new 3DS Vita impressions video once I get a few weeks with both systems,
Hmm.
and maybe some sort of comparison video on which you should pick up and which you should not.
Hey, wait a minute. You did the PlayStation pickups video.
Oh yeah, I did do that. I think that was that at the first of the month or around there? Yeah,
2 weeks ago, yeah.
it's been a while, so.
I'm not sure if you had that one up by the time we recorded the last episode or not.
I'm not sure either, so it's been a while.
Either way, people go check out that video.
Yeah. Sweet.
So, that's going to do it for this episode. Just took a look. There is no questions or comments this week, so...
God damn it.
Yeah, I even remembered to post it on Twitter, but nobody sent us a question. Big Boss, you lost your opportunity to ask us another weird question.
Weird question.
But,
Attractive males or whatever the hell that question was.
so yeah, that's going to do it for this podcast. So before you probably go out and watch 50 Shades of Grey, because I'm sure our audience is going to go do that, Izzy, why don't you take us away?
So as always, appreciate you guys are checking out the CanUK podcast this week. Hopefully we do an episode sooner than every, like, what, 3 weeks?
2 weeks.
But yeah, we had fun this episode. Hope you guys had fun too. As always, leave us comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, whatever it may be in the comment section down below. And we'll catch you on episode 71. Peace.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.